Hey, what's up? It's your girl Jalay, and today I'm going to be talking about how I became a stripper at 19 years old. Yes, it was really like my job. I was really that bitch who was twerking on the pole for them dollars. Okay, so the first club I auditioned at was Jet Strip in LA, and I was 18 years old. I didn't have no money. I didn't have a job. And one of my friends, we were just talking and we were like, we should go audition. Like, we could be strippers. Like, and so we got our dancing shoes, we got dancing outfits with the little money we had, and we went to audition. And it was the dancers were nice. They were like saying I was cute. I had the side of my hair shaved, and it was pink on one side, pink and blondes. And they were like, "Oh, you're so pretty," and da da da. They were really, really sweet girls that were behind backstage, and they were like, "Just focus, and you'll do well." I asked one of the girls for advice, and she was like, "Just feel comfortable and confident, and you'll do good." And so we auditioned. That didn't result into me getting that job though. No, 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 no. I didn't get hired at an actual strip club until about a year to a year and a half later. And I went to Crazy Girls. I had a duffel bag with my shoes in it and a couple of outfits. And I went to Crazy Girls in Hollywood. And the manager at the time told me that they didn't hire people who were under 21. So he sent me over to a club called Seventh Veil. And I went over to Seventh Veil. I auditioned for a manager named Hazel, who was another dancer, and a manager named Ryan. And I auditioned. I got hired on the spot. 2 songs. Usually strip clubs have you dance to 2 songs. And by the end of the second song, you got to be butt naked. So I auditioned. I got hired. I started practicing the same day I got hired, because they allowed me to work a day shift that first day that I got hired. So I started practicing tricks with the other dancers that same day. And I would recommend anybody who's trying to get into dancing, you should start practicing as soon as you can. If you can start practicing before you even start dancing, that's perfect. I had watched some YouTube videos on floor work and on a little bit of pole work, and that was very helpful for me because I was just coming in as somebody who had taken dance classes and been a cheerleader, but hadn't been a dancer like that. So I also danced in Vegas at a club called Palominos. It's in North Las Vegas. And I had to get a sheriff's card to dance there because they want to make sure you don't have any warrants or, any kind of things like that. I don't know, illegal stuff going on because, they want you, I don't know, that's just how North Las Vegas and Vegas is. So you have to get a sheriff's card there to dance. After your first 48 hours. The first time I danced there, I did not have a sheriff's card because for your first 48 hours, you're good. And then by then, the next time I danced, which was about a couple weeks later after my first weekend out there, then I had my sheriff's card, which is, I think it was about $60 at the time. I don't have any idea how much it is now or what's the difference. So my experience as a dancer was very interesting. I also worked at a club called Dreams in Wilmington. These were all over the course of about a year and a half to 2 years. I stopped dancing right before I turned 21. So I'm 23 now. Do the math. And then I started when I was 19. So it's been a while since I danced. But this video was long overdue because I know that people really want to know what it's like. So when I was working at Royal Palace, there was a lot of women that worked there. It was a very full club. And Royal Palace online, when you look it up, is Star Strip Gentlemen's Club. That's what the name of it was. But when I was working there, it was a lot of women that worked there, and I became close to a couple of the dancers. That was my primary home club, and all the ladies who are dancers already, you know what I'm talking about when I say home club. Like, I was working in Vegas, I was working in Wilmington, but Royal Palace was the place that I considered my actual club. You know, I was just freelancing, you know, and going to other places. So I for those of you who don't know, I also started doing porn when I was 18 years old. But that's another video. So anyway, um my experience as a dancer was interesting. Okay, so I had two DJs when I worked at Royal Palace that were on a regular basis at that club. And one of the DJs, I do not remember his name whatsoever. He would never play the music I requested. Now, when I danced in Vegas, there was there was no request as far as music goes, because there were literally like probably at least 100 dancers when I danced in Vegas, on most occasions, on the floor and on the stage. So at least 100. So it wasn't any kind of requesting, because some of the girls weren't even dancing on the stage. They were dancing on the floor or giving lap dances or whatever the case may be. And you just have to dance whatever is playing, because it's too busy to make requests. But Royal Palace was a small enough club where we could make requests. So there was one DJ who was super cool. He would always play my music, everything I asked for. I would always tip. That's a tip for all of you who are new to dancing or who want to become dancers. Always tip the DJ, the security, and if you make a good night, tip your manager too, because they're counting your tips. Basically, if they see you make a good night and you don't tip, it's kind of like bad blood in the strip club. Like, you should always end up tipping your DJ, especially if they play good music for you and like pump you up when you're about to get on stage, because that's a huge part of getting ready to perform. And your manager, you should tip them, because maybe they'll let you get on stage more. They're gonna like be important to try to have a good relationship with. And then the security, you should tip them, because they make sure that like no creeps is following you. You can walk to your car safely, everything like that. Our security used to walk us to the car late at night, because, you know, we didn't get off sometimes till 2 in the morning, and you never know, somebody could be hiding in the bushes. You know what I'm saying? So another tip or trick that I will tell you guys about stripping that is not often talked about is that, yes, strippers do dance on their period, and it's not like a vacation time. So one of the tips that I would mention to you is to be prepared to go to the bathroom after every stage set and change your sanitary napkin, and also cut the string. Yes, cut it. You'll be fine. Like, that's what every single dancer does when they're on their cycle. Some people tuck it, but most of us just cut the string. So another tip I have, and another thing that I feel like is some free game, is to do your makeup. You have to think, when you're a stripper, you're selling a fantasy. You're selling what people want to see. You're selling a siren. You're a sex siren. So what that means is you have to exude like a persona, kind of. And it doesn't mean don't be yourself, but it means you're exuding some sort of like fantasy. Like, when people think of a fantasy, they imagine somebody who's perfect. And it doesn't mean you have to wear makeup, like a full face of makeup. If you like natural makeup, wear natural makeup. If you like just wearing lip gloss and eyelashes, wear lip gloss and eyelashes. But whatever you think is your best foot forward, I would say put that forward if you want to become a dancer. Or if you already are a dancer, maybe consider it. I watch a lot of makeup tutorials on YouTube. And I am also a licensed cosmetologist, so that's kind of where I get my inspiration and where I got my inspiration when I was dancing to do different makeup looks and get my look together. And I always did my hair. If I had a weave in, curled it, straightened it, whatever, I always tried to come to work ready to go. And sometimes I would do my makeup in the locker room if I was rushing or something, but I would try to come to work ready so I could just get on stage as soon as I got there, because time is money, and you don't want to be back in the locker room when the club is full of people and they want you to get on stage, or they call your name and you just back there getting fully ready from the beginning to like a fresh face, and then you trying to get like all the way fully, get yourself together. So that's some more free game. And another thing I would say is to don't tell your business, okay? Because this is a how I became a stripper video, which I kind of told you guys a story, but it's also tips and tricks about if you are a stripper or you want to become a stripper. Don't tell other dancers your business, because the club is kind of like a salon or something, right? Gossip travels fast in the strip club. Like, I mean, lightning fast, Energizer Bunny, super duper duper fast. Like, whatever is going on with you, whatever business you have, I would keep it like outside of the club. Keep it to yourself. If your car is getting repossessed, your mortgage ain't paid, whatever the case may be, I would keep anything super personal to yourself if you work in a strip club. Just like in most situations and with most jobs, just because you're a stripper doesn't mean you need to lack professionalism, and telling all your business really doesn't work well in a regular workplace, so it doesn't work well at the club either. Because you know what? Information travels. That's the day and age it is. And people talk about people. That's not nothing new. So if you don't want to get talked about, it would make sense to keep your business to yourself. It doesn't just travel fast in a strip club, it travels fast in life. Gossip is real. So, another tip and trick, as I'm getting to kind of the end of these tips and tricks, is to work out so you feel confident and you feel good while you're on stage. Because I used to go to the gym a lot. Like, when I say like 2 hours a day, like 6 days a week, I go to the gym now, but I don't dance right now. So it's not a primary concern. I might go for an hour. I might go for an hour and a half. I may go for 2 hours, but it's not a primary concern to me because I'm not selling a fantasy with my body. But if you go to the gym, no matter what size, shape you are, because all sizes and shapes is beautiful, you can definitely see a difference in your pole work, because it takes a lot of upper body strength. It's not even the strength in your legs. It takes a lot of upper body strength to do pole work. Like, really it does. So you can see all the effects in your actual dancing if you go to the gym and do what you need to do. And you also feel better on stage. And that's what you're selling. You're selling confidence. Nobody wants an insecure stripper. Like, you're selling confidence, you're selling an illusion, you're selling fantasy. Nobody wants you to be insecure. Nobody wants that insecurity to be in the club. It rubs off, bad energy. So if you want to feel your best, I would say work out on your free time and just put your best foot forward. It'll help your pole work tremendously. I know, because despite me not being able probably to do any of the pole work I used to do now, I don't know if I can, because I do not have a pole. But I know that when I was doing it, I did a good job. Okay. And the last tip is to get into character. And I know that sounds like you like getting a character. This is not an animation. This is not a cartoon. I'm a real person. Okay, this is what I mean by get into character. I mean, figure out what you want your image to be, your brand to be. Because when you're a dancer, you're an independent contractor. Well, for the most part, some clubs do have hourly, but most people are independent contractors. And you represent your brand in everything that you do, from your stage work, your pole work, your personality. And that's how you get your tips. Most clubs are purely commission. So your brand is everything. So if you want to be known for pole tricks, then practice that and develop that to the fullest extent. If you want to be known for having colorful hair, for example, wear your colorful hairstyles and come up with ideas and try to be creative about the kind of stuff you want to do. If you want to be known for being a good twerker, practice twerking and twerk all around the stage and figure out routines where you can incorporate a lot of twerking. If you want to be known for your outfits, get really fly outfits, get custom made outfits. A lot of people do custom made dancer outfits. You got to find them, you got to search for them, but that's something that you can do. So find your niche and appeal to your target audience and become your brand, whatever that may be. And this even goes in life, on Instagram and YouTube and other things like that. But that's how I became a stripper, and those are some tips and tricks for people who want to become dancers or who are already dancers. Think about what I said. All right, thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, watch my other videos. They're coming soon. So I'll see you later.